Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Work in Progress Wednesday. And make sure, yeah, I got audio. That's good. I am your host, Modern Synthesis, otherwise known as Mr. Pink, and I'm joined today by Kajan.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Kajan. Thanks for joining. Shane, otherwise known as VoicesOnSilent.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and others.
Hello, Shane. Will, otherwise known as Tactical D-Bag.
Hello.
Hello. And Symbio Joe, otherwise known as Symbio Joe.
It is me, Symbio Joe, known as Symbio Joe.
Amazing. Go, Joe. Yeah, and thank you all for joining this Work in Progress Wednesday, where we do hobby stuff and maybe talk about hobby stuff or life stuff, whatever we're feeling. And I have got some stuff that I would like to talk about tonight. Let me tell you. Not really that intense, but I just like to make it sound intense. But before we do that, how has everyone's week been? Have you been getting up to creative stuff, doing other things? Let's go reverse roll call. Symbio Joe, how's your week been? Have you been getting up to hobby or creative or other stuff?
Yes. After 2 months of break, I started November getting back to the Cheese Boys, working on the Spearhead Skaven Age of Sigmar.
Yep.
And for the longest time, I procrastinated around the gun. The gun is done, so is the Grey Seer, and now all is left are the Red Ogres. And yeah, progress was made. I'm quite happy with how everything is coming along.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm not huge on Skaven, but I do like that Grey Seer. He's pretty sexy. Congratulations. Sorry, did you say what's up next? What's your next thing you're going to focus on?
Well, when the Red Ogres are done, I have to do some basing. Sadly, I could not get my hands on crowd cover, which was advertised by our dearest for Hydra at some times. Apparently, they were keeping all their stock for trade shows or something
I thought
like
it was
that.
a German company.
Yeah, it is a German company, but they are out of stock for, well, at least the gray and dark earth base cover that I want. PK Pro does not offer it. And yeah.
Okay.
Other people do not offer it as well, but I know that they are at conventions and trade shows as official merchants offering their stuff. So yeah, I might have missed out on something close to me, and close would be a 2-hour drive.
Oh, you should just be like,
yeah.
listen, buddy, I'm a trade show. In fact,
Yeah, you are a trade show. I defected to AK something something. What are they called?
what?
Interactive?
Interactive. Thank you.
Ew, don't go there. Then you'd be a trader show.
Yeah, it was a desperation measure, so I have their
Oh, they had the stuff you were looking for. I see.
in some kind of way, not especially the thing I wanted, but now I have wet mud.
Okay.
And that will be the basis for my Skaven now.
No, what I meant is that you call up crowd cover, you say, I am hosting a trade show. I would like you to come and bring all your stuff.
Just come around.
Give them your address. They'll show up with their truck and be like, yo, what the hell? And you'd be like, hey, so about that product I want.
Yeah.
All right. I need to go and procure some water because I realized I didn't have any water. So I think next up in the reverse order is Will. Is that correct?
Yeah, but there's not much to say because last week was Thanksgiving here in the States, so I've been kind of busy with that.
You didn't give thanks by making models? Come on, buddy.
I had to cook.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're a big chef. Okay, well, then tell me about what you made in the culinary space.
Made the classics, just spatchcocked the turkey, which was good and yummy. Made some nice mashed potatoes, which is, I think, is the most important, best side in a proper Thanksgiving meal. Some nice green beans. Sort of traditional, depending on which part of the country you're in. Some mac and cheese and some candied carrots. Those all very tasty and yummy.
No gravy.
Oh yeah, we did make a gravy as well. There's this great mushroom gravy
That sounds great.
recipe that I got. Oh, it's fantastic. It's better than like regular turkey drippings gravy, in my opinion. It takes a bit of time to make it, and you kind of have to make it in advance. But oh man, it is very non-malicious.
Do you use a mixed bag of mushrooms or something in particular?
It's mostly button mushrooms and dried porcini. And then you also use a little bit of dried sherry to kind of bolden the flavors, so to speak. But
Sounds
it's like a
pretty
2-hour
awesome.
process. It's
Cherry
really
as-
good, but
Cherry
you
as
have
in
to
the
like
food, or cherry as in the drink?
sherry as in the like beverage.
It's like a sweet wine,
Okay.
right? People often use it
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
cooking.
it's kind of a fortified-ish wine.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a good replacement for port wine.
Shane, are you also gonna beg off on hobby stuff because of Thanksgiving?
More or less, yeah. Been pretty busy, but just like also getting ready for Christmas because we like to do it early, and that way you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the month. So we like been putting up
Oh,
Christmas
smart. Like
lights and the tree and all that stuff.
when you say do it early, what do you mean?
Like taking care of like the tree and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant like you were actually gonna celebrate Christmas early so that you don't have to worry about
Oh,
it for the
no,
rest of the month. I don't know why I thought that. No, you're not celebrating Christmas early. You're not just like, hey, well, we're all here for Thanksgiving. Let's just do Christmas.
No.
Actually, I saw an article last week, I think written by an American, saying, it's so silly that we have Thanksgiving and we do all this stuff and we travel and then we do it all again a month later for Christmas. And we should just move Thanksgiving to October. And I'm like, is this person a Canadian? 'Cause that's when Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm like, that would never happen. Not in a million years. There's too much like Black Friday, I don't know, nonsense set up already that ought to be.
I can see how the market would embrace the idea, but I don't think you'll get much support from more conservative people that like their traditions.
Kajan, you're really quiet for me. I'm gonna try and boost your audio 1 sec.
Mm.
I think it's just I have you turned down on my end for some reason. You're not like far from your mic or anything. Oh no, I've got you at 86. There's the problem.
No, I'm not far from my mic.
All right, it's my fault.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. So Shane was doing Christmas stuff. That's what we got into.
Yeah.
Cool. And then Kajan, what about you? How was your last week, man, hobby wise? Creativity wise. It doesn't have to be hobby.
Not finished. I continued working on my malefactor, which I'm working right now as well. But I decided that after I've been hobbying every day for the past month.
Well, that's amazing. Congratulations, dude. That's mega.
I kind of decided to take the last 3 days off.
I think you're allowed.
Yeah, I keep working on my malefactor, and I plan to keep working on it for the rest of the year.
Cool.
Still have a lot to do. It's one of those projects that you start and then realize how much work it actually is.
Yeah, I know those. I gotta build a dominatrix. Oh my god, what have I done? As for me, I have been continuing my post-Vesterian, oh, I accomplished something, hangover high. I don't know if anyone else does this, but after I finish a big project, I'm like, I deserve a break, which is not always the best idea, but that's where I've been. Actually, no, I'm gonna beg off. I'm gonna say that I was celebrating my own version of Thanksgiving in that I was giving thanks for my relationship with my Norn Queen Nora, because last week we celebrated our 10-year anniversary.
Hey!
Congratulations.
Hey, not
Congratulations.
from like marriage anniversary, because we like sure celebrate our marriage anniversary, but we actually more celebrate like the anniversary of when we started dating.
Yeah, me
Oh,
and
there you go.
my non-queen also did that. So,
Yeah.
hmm.
So it was, yeah, our 10-year dating anniversary, which tends to line up with Thanksgiving. And we took off to the woods to a Nordic spa, which is basically a bunch of hot tubs out in the woods. And we sat around in the hot tubs and the saunas for a day. And that was nice. It got proper cold, maybe a little colder than I normally like, but it's fine. The hot tubs are really hot and the saunas are really hot. So we did that. We like took off to some little town, got some good eats. And then on the Saturday, came back and had dinner with Ironbeak Mercenaries and his lovely wife because they were in Toronto. So that was cool.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'd only ever met him once before. Like he travels a lot, so he like breezed through the city. He's like, "I'm gonna be in Toronto. Want to have lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure."
That's 100% definitely his kind of MO. on
Oh
how
yeah, you guys are
how to do
buds, right? Like you guys go way back.
I wouldn't say way back. I've pretty much known him. I guess he's always been in my local gaming club
Yeah,
since I got back to the DC area, and yeah, he lives only a couple miles away from me in DC.
cool. Well, yeah, didn't I like kind of like strong arm him into strong arming you to get onto like hobby Instagram? I think he like
Yeah,
sent me your
essentially.
Tyranids. Oh right, shit. He's the reason I realized how cool Will was. Anyway. Yeah, so he travels, I don't know why. Like he travels so much. And apparently he has friends in the Toronto area. So he's here semi-regularly. But it was cool to be able to like meet his wife and like for him to meet Nora, and yeah, that was pretty cool. So that was my excitement. And now I'm trying, also like I didn't stream last week because we were off for our gallivanting around. So the stream is always a lovely way to like remind me to get real hobby work done. So I definitely missed it last week. So glad to be streaming with you guys today. And lucky people out in the audience, you're going to get double barrel stream this week because I had to shift the creature conference because of the aforementioned anniversary, and I think Simon was also getting drunk for his birthday. So we're doing the creature conference in 2 days on Friday, and we're going to be reviewing Nidvember, and then again in 2 weeks' time it'll be double streams. We'll have Work in Progress Wednesday, and then we'll have the creature conference, and then we'll be doing the Xenos year in review. But anyway, more on that later. But yeah,
Will
go ahead.
the Xeno year in review be a separate stream, or will that be the creature conference?
That will be the creature conference. I know sometimes we do a separate stream. I don't know. Like, well, I don't know what to do. I was gonna say you guys can join, but we're actually trying to do it earlier because Nora really wants to see the Evil Dead musical because it's in Toronto, and we have tickets that night. So I'm actually starting the creature conference even earlier than I normally start it, which is super early in the North American time zones, plural. I don't know if all can make. But yeah, it'll be the creature conference. So it'll be on Friday, November 5th. Is that right? Is that a day that lands on a Friday?
Yes.
Fantastic. But there's one thing that I regularly forget to do at the start of the stream, which is to tell everyone where we're coming to them live from this week. Who hasn't done it in a while? Is there someone who hasn't done it in a while? I don't really keep
Oh.
track of who does it every week.
Symbio's not been on in a
This-
while.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Okay, I was gonna go with Symbio, but then I feel like whenever he shows up, I'm like, Symbio, you showed up, you do the thing. But I'm glad no one's feeling like they've been left out of the thing.
Well, yeah, as I'm still working Zinch hours.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm
My-
going to set it up. Every week we come to you live from a different room in either Rick Priestley's palatial mansion or in his palatial North American cottage. So as this is the sort of North American stream with two Germans, we are going to be coming to you live from a room in Rick Priestley's cottage. Symbio, why don't you tell the people what room we're coming from?
Well, I think over the year we had some fun times and we had some great times and some nonsense and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And I think as we are nearing the holiday, it is time to be a little centered to where we came from,
Yeah.
where it all started,
Oh, yeah.
and be a little bit humble.
Where are you
And
going with
let-
this?
And yeah, we sometimes in the choices we were a little bit bold, a little bit very bold. We almost got caught at several occasions by by Mr. Priestley himself. So I say today we keep it simple. We keep it back to the roots. Today we're coming from you from under the doormat.
Man, you went a lot of places with that. I thought you were doing a song reference at first, and then I thought you were gonna say Rick Priestley's basement because that's like where we started out saying we were coming from, and then you went doormat. Good work. That was quite the journey. Thank you.
Where everything that is creepy and crawly is, if it is not under the rocks in the garden.
You're right. I love it. Coming to you live from under Rick Priestley's doormat. Yes, his cottage is so fancy it has a doormat. It is Work in Progress Wednesday. Yeah, so folks out there in chat land, where is anyone available to be on chat duty tonight? Kajan's working. Anyone feeling up for, I don't know, maybe everyone's working, but they don't have their cameras.
I can
Speaking of
handle chat.
Thanks, Will.
chat, Nora is in the chat. Hi, Nora.
Nora's supposed to be working on her assignment. Why is Nora in the chat?
Well, because she's working on an assignment, and when you are working on an assignment, you usually procrastinate.
You
As
are
it is
correct.
tradition.
You are correct. So yes, Nora is procrastinating. Hello, Nora, if you're out there. Nora also is the reason that we started a little bit late, because she pulled her neck, which is kind of shitty.
Ouch, that really hurts. I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah, so it's not good. I mean, it's not like, I'm gonna say it's not super ultra like high level pull, but it's still not good and uncomfortable. So that sucks. So if anyone has positive vibes to send Nora's way, please do.
Oh, pretty much the entire chat has been sending her positive vibes.
Wait, did she already say that she pulled her neck?
Oh, but I think we mentioned it, and as soon as she
I
popped in,
mentioned it earlier because
Oh,
we
okay.
started
I'm
late,
like, wow, the
and I
chat is on
mentioned
top
it.
of this. Thank you, chat. I'm just catching up. I'm working on a giant lictor here, if anyone wonders. Basically,
I do agree here with blank space. I
No
don't
name.
Remember how? No name. Yeah. That Kajan is a snitch because Nick would have been none the wiser. And he's not mentioned that Nora was in the chat.
Of course,
It
I'm
just
a
gets
snitch.
stitches, Kajan.
Nora does inform and respond by saying that she is doing a little thing called multitasking, Nick.
Okay. Good for her. Well, the dog hasn't come down here yet, so apparently part of her multitask.
As
To be
Could
fair,
always
I didn't realize the request to keep it a secret.
Was there a secret request? No, I think that was just.
Yeah, Nora asked for.
Another snitch! Yeah, double snitch! Good on you, Kajan!
Yeah, I'm great at that. Yeah.
just
Well.
can't stop snitching.
All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I did something slightly miniature related this week. I went with good buddy Loading Dock, otherwise known as Miniature Spencer, who's a friend of mine in Toronto whose full-time job is making miniatures for like advertisements and TV shows and stuff like that. He used to work at this little place in Toronto called Little Canada, which if you're familiar with that, is it in Hamburg in Germany, that like miniature world or whatever that you guys have? You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea. It's too far away from me.
Is it Hamburg? I don't know if it's Hamburg. There's like a very famous German miniature world where it's like this, all these indoor kind of like warehouses filled with miniature models of like actual cities and trains and stuff.
Mm,
You guys not know about this?
I don't.
Symbio? Symbio disappear? I think we lost
He's
He's
Symbio.
gone to the
I-
void.
I trust Symbio will know what the heck I'm talking about. But it's a thing. There's an actual. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look this up.
Yeah, the problem is I'm way down in the south of Germany, so
Right.
stuff that's way up in the north of Germany, it's basically not really stuff I'm familiar with.
What was the question?
Miniature World Hamburg, is it a thing?
Yes, it is a very big thing. It
It's
is
finally back. I'm not crazy. There we go.
very recently. The I think the British guy who does train spotting with the fisheye camera went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was suggested by me by Instagram. So yeah, but it is still a thing. It is a huge thing, and yeah, people still go there.
I have not been, but I would love to go.
It is a sight to behold.
Yeah. So
I was never there.
you've never been there?
Nope.
I always
I'm
in
not
my
in-
head I think you live in Hamburg. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I travel there once a year to visit my former roommate.
Okay. But you've never gone miniature hunting with your former roommate.
No, I went to Hamburg. I went to Hamburg Games Workshop and some FLGs,
Yep.
but never to Miniature World.
Okay. Well, that's acceptable. Oh, wait. I'm going to do the thing that I always forget to do, and I'm going to tell you to do it too when you're working with green stuff. When you mix up way too much green stuff, like I've done here, take off most of that and go and put it in your freezer, and it'll last for 2 to 3 days. Well, this has been going for about half an hour, so it'll probably last for about. But I'll be right back, and then I'll tell you about Miniature World Prawn.
Or you roll it into tentacles and have spare tentacles,
And horns and teeth.
for
Just
example.
random little
Squibblies.
spheres of.
That is also an excellent
of
selection.
beard.
Or you roll tentacles.
Really, just any kind of roundish or tentacly shape that you can later use for tentacles or just space fillers or the base of, like, to make a head or something.
So don't you have a bunch of those kicking around there, Kajan? Station?
Yeah. I always have my little box.
Nick,
Yeah.
something moved in the way of your camera.
Oh, crap. Sorry. Thank you. There we go. I've got Miniature Wonderland up on my screen, so I can't see can't see my camera. I can see.
But I'm also terrible tonight with staying on camera.
It's terrible. you want to yell at me for it, please feel free. Yeah, so inspired by Miniature World in Hamburg, a nice Danish fellow, oh, sorry, not Danish, Dutch, a nice Dutch fellow moved to Canada, and he was like, why doesn't Canada have something like this Miniature World? They should totally have a place like this. So he started making this place called Little Canada, which was very much inspired by Miniature World in Hamburg. And for it, he did like miniature versions of different like famous cities in Canada, like Toronto, Quebec City, Vancouver, Niagara Falls, stuff like that. And it's this cool little museum where you like pay to get in, and then you wander around and you can look at all these different miniature worlds. And they've got like boats moving around at Niagara Falls and cool stuff like that. They've got like a bridge that's like kind of near where I live, which is neat, like subway running under it. And yeah, it was just like a really, really cool experience. And one of the best parts about it was that I went with Spencer and Nora and my cousin. And Spencer used to work there as one of the miniature artists. So he was able to like give us all this kind of like behind the scenes information and be like, hey, see that weird thing over there? I did that. Or see that thing over there? I did that. And it felt really meaningful to go with him. But I was just thinking that should certain dudes decide to head on over to Canada next September, we might be able to set up a trip to Miniature World, to Little Canada. So even though you're just coming to Toronto, you can see the whole friggin' country. Does that sound?
That sounds great.
Amazing.
See what we can.
I'd be up for that.
All right. Yeah, it was really fun. And I told my friends at work about it. I'm like, hey, you should take your kids here. And then my boss is like, no, let's just go on a field trip there. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, we're having our like Christmas lunch. Let's just go there after the Christmas lunch. I'm like, oh, okay. So we'll see if that happens. But oh, one of the coolest things that I did not mention is that we've got this place in Toronto called, I think it's called Objects, like OBJEX Unlimited or Infinite or something like that. And they're like a huge 3D scanning, 3D printing place. But this place, Little Canada, has a relationship with Objects where you go to Little Canada and they have one of their the Objects scanners there, and you can scan yourself, and then they send the scan to this company. They print you out with like color and everything, and then you can order yourself in like a bunch of different sizes, like different scales. And if you get yourself printed in the smallest scale, you can actually have a small version of yourself inserted into one of the diorama displays at the museum. So I definitely did that. And I look forward to sharing the results when I get my thing back. Yeah, it was really fun. It was interesting. I highly recommend it. Come to Toronto, I'd be more than happy to take you there. All right. What's everyone working on tonight?
I'm working on my malefactor, as I said. Mostly the legs, the hind legs, and yeah.
Cool. Will, are you working on anything tonight?
Mostly, I'm kind of putting my uncompleted November project on the sideline to go back to finishing some of the stuff that I was working before November started. But tonight's mostly just kind of brainstorming, planning.
Cool.
Anything else?
Yeah, and to be clear, Nidvember wrapped. I did nothing for Nidvember because I was working on Visterion, but there are some really cool people who did some really cool things for Nidvember. I was amazed by all the cool Tyranid stuff that came up, and I'm really looking forward to going through it all with Hydra and Flinhammer Friday's Creature Conference. But I don't know if you guys have. Oh no, you guys definitely had the chance because you guys are the ones voting on all the Nidvember entries. So Flidhammer pulled them all together, and we've all been going through them and trying to pick our favorites from the event. So good luck, guys, because a lot of good stuff.
I will take bribes.
Ah, there you go.
Me
You can
too.
bribe Will. Shane, I don't know if you've been in there yet, but it's damn fine.
I have not.
All right. Well, Flynn's hoping to have your feedback by, say, tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna do it after dinner, but then I kind of was in a food coma. So
That makes sense. We'll try to get to it tonight if you can. I don't know. Or like first thing tomorrow. I think he wants to like see if there's any ties and stuff and tabulate things before Friday. Vicious. I mean, we're not giving anyone prizes, so if there's ties, we just give it to Dragon, right?
well, I'd like to try and give out the other prizes, but got to figure out a cheaper way to mail them to people, because like the overseas
Oh, you were out of
shipping was
prizes.
a
I thought you
little
used up all
intense.
your prizes.
No, I still got a bunch of them.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I just got to figure. We just got to figure out like how to get them overseas without breaking the bank, because it was like I think like $200 in shipping
That's too
for
much.
the last
Too
one.
much. I mean, I could put them all in a box and to one person, or
Yeah, that was kind of my thought, is like drop ship it, like ship it just to Hydra or something. And then he can,
I would
or maybe somebody less busy than Hydra.
I was gonna say Hydra has 3 kids and a very demanding wife. I would reach out to my good friends Kajan or Symbio Joe to see if we couldn't give them money to ship some things to Europe.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
But I don't know how busy they
Ah, it will work.
Symbio Joe has been known to carry out nonsense for me in
Yes. And there might be some nonsense still on the way, but that is secret.
Oh my.
Well, it's not that secret anymore.
Yeah, you went and blew it, buddy. Speaking of secrets that aren't that secret, I think I mentioned before on stream that I'm going to be teaching at Adepticon this year for the first
Oh,
time
wow.
Oh,
ever.
wow, cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing like a sculpting 101 session called You Don't Suck at Green Stuff, and a sculpting 201 session called Help Me Green Stuff Daddy. Like that one.
Oh my god.
They said you got to make your descriptions and your titles interesting, so I went interesting. And then I can't remember what I put for the kit bash thing, but I'm doing like doing 2 intro sessions for sculpting, 1 intermediate session for sculpting, and then an intro session for kit bashing. But they're like small, like it's like 12 people or 18 people or something like that, just to see how it goes. And the cool news is that everyone who signs up for my sessions will be receiving at least 1 free metal tool and at least 1 free silicone tool, compliments of the fine people at Fenris Workshop. I reached out to them.
Nice.
Well, initially I tried to reach out to Army Painter, because I'm like, Army Painter has a good set of just like rudimentary metal tools for people to start with. Army Painter never got back to me. I was like, okay, great. So then I was like, well, I don't think this will work, but I'll ask Fenris, because they're just like they're a retailer, so they have to pay like to get the stuff in, and then they got to make a profit off of it. But they're like so generous. They're like, yeah, we'll give everyone tools. It's fine. Oh, don't worry about it. What else do you need? Let me know. And I'm like, oh, geez, thank you. So they've been super awesome. So yeah, folks can look forward to that. But I'll also be just like farting around Adepticon, because I think, I can tell you, as you're my real friends here on the stream, I can tell you when my course is supposed to be. They're all like nighttime. Apparently people want to sculpt in the nighttime, or maybe they're just like, yeah, no one wants the night shift. Good luck, rookie.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
Like the first time, guys.
All right, well, what I'm
On
going to
night
do is
shift.
I'm going to have like gifts and stuff and prizes for people, so you better show up. So, lost my thing. Here's my thing. We got on Wednesday, the first night of Adepticon, I am presenting from 6 to 8 p.m. You Don't Suck at Green Stuff, Beginner's Guide. And then on Thursday, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., It's Kit Bash like a boss. That's what I called it.
Nice.
Then on wait, what? Well, these are both on Thursday. So yeah, 11 to 1, I'm doing Kit Bash like a boss, and then on Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. because that's when we like to sculpt. That's when Help Me Green Stuff Daddy is happening.
That is a tough time for a convention.
Let's see, I don't care.
That's when everybody's starting to get drunk.
Yeah, well, they
Yep.
can be drunk and sculpting. It'll be great. And then once again on Friday from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm doing another You Don't Suck at Green Stuff. So hopefully some people sign up, because I didn't think about how the times are so weird that maybe people are going to be like, now, but who knows when people sign up for sessions at Adepticon.
Oh well, it is giant, so maybe you are not that out of luck as we predicted.
Hopefully.
Well, it's going to be interesting this year because this is the first year they're doing it in Milwaukee as opposed to the outer suburbs of Chicago.
As opposed to not Chicago. That's what everyone told me. I'm like, it's in Chicago. They're like, it's not in Chicago. I'm like,
Yeah, it was like a solid 45-minute like highway ride out of Chicago.
oh, gotcha. Okay. But I've been told that Milwaukee's only like a 1 or 2 hour train ride or something. Chicago.
Probably, but you're probably still better off just flying directly into Milwaukee.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was planning to fly into Milwaukee, although I can't do it directly. Shit, do I have to fly into Chicago? O'Hare is Chicago, right?
Yeah, O'Hare, Chicago.
Yep.
I think I have to fly into Chicago and then catch a flight to Milwaukee. So maybe I should see if there's a train from Chicago's airport. I don't.
No.
Probably would have to go into Chicago and then get a train out.
This is America. We don't do public transit.
Right. There's more trains. I mean, more planes.
I hate public transit.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It's my first time ever going to Adepticon. I don't know if I should have taught the first time I went to Adepticon, but whatever. This is what I'm going to do.
Sometimes you just gotta YOLO it, man.
I'm right. However, I missed somehow that all the hotel rooms went on sale like back in the summer. So I may be staying in a cardboard box. We'll see. It appears that some hotels still have rooms available. It's not the fancy ones at the conference site.
Yeah, those sell out pretty quick.
But fortunately now it's right downtown, so there's a lot of hotels around. That's all my excitement. But I did have some stuff I thought we should talk about. First of all, if you didn't know, because I didn't know, I think I only found out yesterday or the day before, the staff at Vallejo, if you're familiar with Vallejo paints, Game Color, all that kind of stuff, they are on strike right now because apparently Vallejo got bought out by like a, what are they called? Are they called trust funds or not a trust fund? Hedge fund?
Hedge fund.
Something like that. Something like a hedge fund. A year ago, they got bought out by something like a hedge fund. And apparently the staff are not being paid well. There's like all kinds of like safety concerns on the work site. So I think they said 98% of the staff voted in favor of going on strike. So they are currently on strike. And they have asked that if you're like, with strikes, there's like the whole picket line, like where they're like protesting and you're not supposed to cross the picket line. But this is a little difficult because Vallejo is based in Spain. I don't think any of us are flying to Spain to go to the Vallejo factory. So the employees who are striking have asked people not to cross the digital picket line by not buying any Vallejo products while they're on strike. There's currently a Vallejo boycott going on. And there are plenty of other places that you can get paint from. So I think that it's pretty easy for us to support these workers by not buying any Vallejo currently.
I don't paint anyway, so.
There you go. You're already doing the boycott, buddy. Good work.
What's this word? I've never heard of it before.
Well, okay. I'm saying this for the people in the stream who might paint. Who might be like, I need to go out and buy that bottle of paint that I definitely haven't already bought 3 times. You know, I've done that. You probably got enough paint already. You probably could like mix your existing paints to get what you thought you might buy from Vallejo. Or you could buy it from some other company that's better and treats their staff right. Like, I don't know, maybe Pro Acryl, especially if you're based in Monument Hobbies. Especially if you're based in the US, they're a US retailer. But I was going through this and I was thinking, and I don't know why, but Spanish paint companies just can't get it together. Like,
Yeah, they do seem to. Maybe it's like a group of like people who like are kind of in the same social circles.
could be, yeah. They
That's
could have all
why.
known each. Like, I know that like Mig, like Ammo by Mig, didn't he come from AK or something?
Yeah, he was part of AK, I think.
So yeah, you got
They
like
broke up.
Scale 75, who decided it was a good idea to make a Hitler version of Orc, an Orc version of Hitler. Then you got AK Interactive, who thought it was a good idea to make a book about modeling the Holocaust and other war crimes and genocide, which was
What?
insane.
I didn't hear about
You
that.
didn't know about this?
No.
Oh, just look up AK Interactive Holocaust model.
Oh.
They had this book and they
Interesting.
had like this really tasteless advertising campaign, you know, like, ooh, it's so edgy. Ooh, yeah. Oh, can you handle it? And it was literally,
Huh.
here's how you model a gas chamber. It was not cool.
It's an interesting choice.
Get your crap together, Spain. And then of course there's the Spanish retailer who I don't even want to mention their name, because they took a name that the hobby community has for Neatite epoxy putty and trademarked it and made it their business name. Who steal ideas from everyone, and I've well documented how they're garbage. But yeah, they're just idiots.
But we still should name them so people know what
friends
we're
don't let
talking.
friends shop at Green Stuff World. There you go. Don't buy anything from Green Stuff World. Why? Go to my channel, search what's wrong with Green Stuff World, and you'll get a 1-minute video that'll give you a quick rundown. They're crap. So yeah, what's with all these like Spanish companies just being not great?
I don't know.
Maybe it's the wine. The wine, they have very, very hearty, like high ABV wine. So maybe it's that.
Everyone's drunk all the time. Wait,
Speaking
like, what
of
are we
which, I'm gonna
talking?
refill
Like,
my wine. I'll be right back.
what is the
I mean,
AB value of Spanish wine? Like port?
No, they have the same wine we do as well. So, I mean, they're the usual 8% alcohol.
Okay, I don't know.
At least I'm not aware. I know that Portuguese has their port wine.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. However, it
But
took
I'm
me
not
this long to
aware of-
realize that the port in that wine's name is Portugal. I was like, why do they call it port? I guess it's a sailor thing. Whoops. Never said I was the brightest Piccadilly in the circus.
I would have to look it up, but I think Spain is Madeira. Madeira.
That sounds right.
Some light alcohol, like 15% or something like that.
Anyway, yeah, so just so you know, Vallejo staff are on strike. Don't buy Vallejo. Go support someone else. Get Duncan Rhodes' paint. He's cool.
And I just realized Madeira is Portuguese, so go me.
Apparently, Kajan is only familiar with Portuguese wine. Spaniards need not apply.
Yeah. But what I wanted to say to play a little bit devil's advocate here. I heard Goobertown Hobbies talk about it on their stream just yesterday because I saw the post by Hydra, and when I looked into it, Hydra posted a quick story about it, and
Yep.
I saw that. So I
That's
looked
where I found
into
out
it
about
and
it too. Hail Hydra.
found their stream, and they talked about what they had found out about it. And Goobertown Hobby said that as far as he is aware, Vallejo said that they are in the process of building a new factory right now. And that's why they are not addressing the safety the safety concerns in their old factory, because the new factory will supplant that one.
So
How
unfortunately,
accurate
there's a
that
little thing
is, I
called
don't know.
workplace health and safety, which says, at least in Canada, that if you have your employees working in a space, that space cannot be dangerous. You can't be like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to build you an office that's just like pure like pillows everywhere. You're going to be so fine. So I want you to go work in this pile of glass for another 6 months until that pillow factory is finished. Like, you can't do that. Doesn't matter if they're still working on it.
I'm not familiar enough with Spanish work.
I would hope that they have that at least.
I don't know.
It's Wild Wild West in Spain.
Apparently.
I just think it's pertinent information that it's not like Vallejo is entirely unreasonable.
No, they are entirely unreasonable. They are 100% entirely unreasonable. You cannot be like, well, let's talk about both sides. It's okay. We're building a more safe facility, so you need to work in this. Like, you need to make the workplace where your workers are working safe. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but my understanding is they're in the process of making a safe workplace.
But then what are the people who are working there currently supposed to do?
Exactly.
Either be
You need
laid
to lay
off
them
or
off
work
if
in
they
an
can't
unsafe,
work.
unsafe work
Yeah,
environment?
okay, I get that, but the other side is, what is Vallejo supposed to do? They are working on making a safe place.
They make their current place safe. You can put in.
Why?
Yeah,
Okay,
if
why
you
are
can't,
why are they even operating their business if they don't have a safe working environment?
Exactly.
I
This
don't
is
know.
brass tacks,
I-
man. Hey, Kajan,
Yeah,
sorry, but I
so,
don't want to. I don't want to have both sides on this. Like, I work
Yeah.
adjacent to unions. I need to stand in solidarity with these folks. They're fighting. They're not just fighting for safety. They're also fighting for a 15% raise because their salaries are inadequate. That has nothing to do with building a new factory. Like, if they've got the money to build a new factory, they've got the money to pay their employees what they're worth. And I'm not gonna like.
I didn't disagree with that one. I just said that as far as I've been made aware, that Vallejo is in the process of addressing the safety concerns, just not at their current site. They're in the process of finishing the new site where they will be moving into. So,
as Shane and I have both already noted,
as I understand it,
not
the
okay.
old place is beyond repair.
So they can't work there. So shut it down.
Yeah.
Like, that's the option. If people are unsafe in the workplace, shut it down. Anyway, I would recommend no one buy Vallejo products until the staff are given what they're asking for. Support their strike with your pocketbooks. It is helpful, absolutely. You can also go on Vallejo's accounts and post that you support their workers. That's what I did. You don't have to put anything angry. You don't have to put anything militant. Just be like, I support Vallejo workers. And comment on Vallejo's marketing material, because that's another way for them to like be forced to deal with this. So, want to make sure everyone's aware. Will, Shane, you got any? I don't know if you had anything to say about the Vallejo stuff.
I mean, like I said, I don't really paint, and I've never really been a person who, you know, really got into Vallejo paints. Most of the Vallejo paints I've always bought have been kind of crap, like really bad painting consistency and separation and all that. But
Yeah, they're weird.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but just in general, I support people working in a safe work environment, especially because I work in dangerous work environments,
An
pretty
experience.
much every day.
Yeah.
So, I understand workplace safety. I've seen people get their arms blown off. So,
Really?
I
Good
saw a
lord.
guy. I saw a guy working in an electrical cabinet. Somebody left a screwdriver inside of it. They powered it on. He got hit with an arc flash, and he had third-degree burns across his entire body, and they had to remove the upper layers of skin off of his torso because his shirt had melted to his skin.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah. And then the cherry on top is because he technically wasn't wearing the correct safety gear, even though
No.
it wasn't his fault that it happened, he also lost his job afterwards.
No.
But he is on disability now, so he probably wouldn't have been able to go back to work anyways. But yeah, and he's you know he's a little bit Freddy Krueger-ish now. So yeah, workplace safety, guys. Always be safe in the workplace. I know OSHA's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's important.
It's WSIB here in Canada.
Ah,
And oh wait, no. Well, that's the people who enforce it. Deal with claim. In Canada, you're allowed to refuse work if you do.
yeah, OSHA's the same way. It's called Stop Work Authority.
Oh, for now.
Yeah,
What?
for now.
Until Goober Doge gets rid of it.
Yeah. Well,
Support
we'll see what happens.
support unions. They're good
Support
stuff.
unions. You need to really support unions. I didn't understand how important unions are. Super cool. If you can get a unionized job, you should definitely do it. Good plan. Yeah, I'm a big supporter of unions now. I mean, I was like a moderate supporter of unions before, but like, yeah. Speaking of companies who don't support unions and who are kind of not great, I had a really weird interaction with Games Workshop customer service this week.
Games Workshop's customer service has gone down the drain. It used to be so good, and
Yeah,
now it's
no,
like
I agree. I had super
really
positive
terrible.
experiences with it before. Like, I got like a whole Forge World Heraduel because like they sent me one that was like partially miscast. And it
Yeah,
wasn't even that
the
bad,
same.
but
I got an extra knight, one of the Lancer knights.
whoa.
Yeah, so that's like a $600 kit, I think, maybe more, or at least at the time. I don't know how much there are now.
Whatever. It's a lot of money. Yeah, so like their customer service used to be decent. Other things like I don't know. I had positive experiences with it in the past. But you guys may have heard me talk on stream before about my on again, off again, mostly on again, even though I thought it was off again. Warhammer Plus subscription, where I'm like, oh yeah, that Warhammer Plus thing that I signed up for. I guess I should go and find my model. Oh, I gotta get my model. Oh, maybe they're gonna send me my model. Anyway, I realized they never sent me my model, so I went into my account. I'm like, do I have to like tell them to send me my model? And then I went and found the model that cool vampire lady from last year that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, yeah, can you send me this? And it said like, you can no longer order this model. It's out of time. I'm like, well, that's shitty. So I emailed Games Workshop customer service. I'm like, hey, you guys never sent me my model for last year. I want to get my model. And they sent me back this, which was
What?
hold on, it's coming up. Good afternoon. Thank you for your message. Please note, Warhammer Plus models are not sent automatically. You need to order them through the web store. First of all, I get so many stupid notifications from Warhammer Plus about how they sent me like a $20 voucher that I got to spend $100 to use, and that it's going to expire in 3 weeks, and it's going to expire in 2.5 weeks, and it's going to expire in 2 weeks, it's going to expire in 1.5 weeks, it's going to expire in 1 week. Like, I get so many notifications from them about nonsense. I got this Vermintide border thing you can put on your picture. I don't know. They give me all this. I got no notifications about my Warhammer model, about how like I needed to get my order in. So that pissed me off. And then he goes on to say, your year 3 model eligibility will have elapsed now, as it only lasts 12 months. As a one-time gesture of goodwill, I can assist with a manual order. Can you please confirm your preferred delivery address? So, probably the person who wrote this didn't write this trying to be a dick, but I did not love this when it came through, because like, as a one-time gesture of goodwill, Like, does anyone else think that's kind of dick language? Your customer service, you're supposed to do like gestures of goodwill on the daily. Like, that's how you make people happy. So I also think it's ridiculous that I can pay Games Workshop for a year of Warhammer Plus, forget to order my model. And I'm like, hey, remember that year of Warhammer Plus that I paid for that you didn't send me a model for? And they're like, yeah, sorry, you missed it. We're just going to keep your money. You don't get shit. So
The main thing that annoys me about the Warhammer Plus model is when you order it, you have to pay shipping.
you do?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
yeah, it's really
Yeah,
lame.
that's why the last couple of years when I got my model, I just bought other stuff that I was gonna get anyway, so I qualified for the free shipping because you pretty much need to buy a thing to qualify for free shipping these days.
I thought that
Yeah.
I don't remember paying for shipping for my model last year. Maybe I did.
Maybe they changed it. I had to pay for it last on the last model I got.
Well, this guy hasn't told me to pay for mine yet, so I'm hoping I get away with it. So yeah, this is not how you do customer service. It was just kind of shocking because I thought about my recent experiences with like my friendly local gaming store or like Fenris Workshop in Quebec City, who are like generous enough to make me one of their affiliates. And like they have done so much for me, both those stores. They've given me so much cool stuff. They just like I go in there and my local one, I think I don't know if I did it with you guys or I did it on a creature conference. Was I painting with like a marker in one of our streams?
What's
Oh
here?
yeah, I remember the paint marker. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just I went in the store and the owner was like, "Hey, you got to check these out." And I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, okay, I'll buy one and I'll try it out on my Tyranids." He's like, "No, no, take it free. Like you can do a video about it or something." I'm like, "Whoa, thanks, dude. That's really kind of you." And then like as I noted before, Fenris Workshop stepping up. They're like, "Yeah, we're going to like give you just like hobby tools for all of your dudes who are taking your sculpting session at Adepticon." Like this is what real customer service looks like. And like the last time that I got really impressive customer service from Games Workshop was probably in 2016, 2017 when I was doing like the inner circle competition. And I felt like the manager at my Games Workshop actually cared about my art and actually appreciated my art and was like trying to encourage me and stuff. And like that got me to come to the store. That got me to buy stuff. I was like, oh man, like Mike's being so cool to me. Like I got to go support the store. Like that's how you keep a customer, not like sending these emails that sound like a couple steps above ChatGPT telling people how you would give them a one-time gesture of goodwill. Like real hobby shops are just like are giving gestures of goodwill on the daily. So I was really disappointed by this interaction. And you should definitely support your friendly local gaming store because they're going to do a hell of a lot more for you than Games Workshop. Like Games Workshop tried to give me a $20 voucher. And you guys saw, I just took it and posted it in the Discord because I don't want to support Games Workshop anymore. Like, I'm going to buy their stuff, sure, but I'm going to buy it from retailers who actually support hobbyists. That's my rant.
Yeah.
How you guys feeling?
I mean, I definitely think Games Workshops. I've actually thinking. I think not just Games Workshop, but just in general, a lot of like the customer service that for other companies that like I always thought was really good. Like, I've been playing the new World of Warcraft expansion, and like Blizzard's customer service is horrible now. It used to be incredible. It used to be like the best customer service I've ever dealt with, and
Really?
then
I didn't know it was that
yeah,
good.
and then they decided to lay off most of their customer service team, and now it's like now it used to be like you sent a bug report and you would get like a GM, like an actual game master would respond to you within 24 hours, like while
Wow.
you were in game, just like run through the bug that you're seeing and try and figure out a fix. Now, when you send in a bug report, they literally tell you, we will review your bug report, but note that you will not receive a response. So like you're just on good faith hoping that they see your bug report and fix what you're seeing, But you have absolutely no guarantee that a human ever actually reviewed the bug report that you put in. And
Yeah.
this expansion, more so than most of the other ones I've played, is buggy, like
Yep.
very buggy.
Probably because they laid off a bunch of people in QA as well.
Well, yeah, or they, molested them out of the company.
What?
Oh yeah, Blizzard had this whole big thing with like sexual harassment.
Oh
There's like a
god.
whole big controversy.
I stopped paying attention to Blizzard when they chose to side with China over Hong Kong, but I guess they're a multinational corp. Have to bow down to their own.
Well, Activision is a multinational corporation.
Yeah. I think they're probably one and the same these days.
Well, yeah, they are pretty
It's
much.
absolutely the same. It's Blizzard Activision, the company.
Yeah. Anyway. There is good customer service out there. You just gotta go to like the small independents. They'll take good care of you. Which is a great time to tell you that if you want to support the channel, go down to the description below, and you'll find a link to Fenris Workshop. And if you use that link to buy anything, I get a percentage of the sales, which definitely helps this channel. And they ship to Canada and the US. Almost all their catalog. Games Workshop doesn't let them ship Games Workshop product to the United States. New product. But they have a whole used section. So if you want to do some eBay rescues, you can grab that stuff on Fenris Workshop, and that'll definitely ship to the United States. Or you can support the channel on Patreon. And all that is in the description below. And I finally got my act together for the Patreon people. Me going up this month. Got the files and everything. Painted the dudes a while ago. We've got these two alternate... just in time for Games Workshop's new army list for warriors. I got these two warrior torsos that were sculpted by Io Butov that he sent through to me. I'm going to be putting the files up on the Patreon for folks. So there you go.
Nice.
And you guys, if you want them, just let me know. They're pretty cool. This one's like kind of a more of a prime look, but he tried to make them look like the old warrior torsos with the big gappy ribs. But
I do like this.
Don't worry, I'll hook you up, buddy. And they got a lot more detail than the current ones. Like, I painted a lot of striations on here, but if you had just like smack these with contrast paint, a lot more would have shown up than warrior torsos. That will be on the Patreon in the coming days. I think that's all the ranting I wanted to do. Anyone else have some rants they need to get off their chest?
Not me, no.
No, I think I'm good.
Oh wait! I forgot about the other thing we were supposed to talk about. Kajan?
The warp spiders?
The warp spiders! Yes. As I said in the description for this stream, this is the you get a warp spider, you get a warp spider, you get a warp spider, everyone gets a warp spider! So, Kajan, can you tell us why we're talking about warp spiders?
Well, first of all, because Games Workshop released new warp spiders, so...
Hell hath frozen over, kids. They did it.
Yeah. Probably much to Will's disappointment.
I mean, I'm ecstatic. I love them. I love the new stuff. I just
Yeah,
didn't
but
think they
we
were
also
actually going to come.
we're
I
very
don't-
much hoping for them not to show up, so...
Oh,
The
I
last time we
honestly,
talked about it.
I honestly don't really care about losing the bet. Like, honestly, overall, I win because the new models are out. So, like,
Yeah, this is why I made the bet.
that's what.
I'm very happy.
Oh.
Wait, what bet did I even make? Somebody tell me, because I cannot remember.
I believe the bet was that if the originally we were laughing about the rumors of the new Eldar, and you made the initial bet of if new warp spiders came out, you would buy a box for Shane and Kajan, and I said that I would join in on that bet. Well,
That you would also buy a box for Shane and Kajan?
yeah, if new warp spiders came out.
Wow.
And if they didn't, in turn we would get you guys some old ones.
ones.
Some Orlocks?
Old ones. The,
Oh,
the
okay.
old
I thought you were buying us
computer-
Orlocks. Oh my god, this was a horrible bet.
No, we would have gotten you cuter warp spiders.
Did we set like a
the-
timeline for this? I can't remember.
No,
No,
we
I think-
didn't.
I think it was just whether or not this newest release of because
Eldar?
I think they were
Cycle, yeah.
rumored to have a new Eldar release, and
Yeah.
I wasn't convinced that the Warp Spiders were going to be part of this batch. But
Oh, and,
Yeah.
and Shane and Kajan were convinced they would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
they went-
It
they
was
went all
more
hog
Shane
with
and me.
this voice.
I just took a side.
Okay, well, I am a man of my word, so I'm buying someone some Warp Spiders. Congratulations. Your wait is over.
Yay.
Do you guys both need 2 boxes of Warp Spiders, or should maybe like
I will
Will-
alternatively take Baharoth because I've been waiting for that model for years.
I'm sorry, Shane, you gotta buy your own damn Baharoth. All I got is Warp Spiders to offer you, buddy.
Well, I mean, I could do Warp Spider and a Baharoth instead of 2 Warp Spiders.
Jeez, look at this guy. Look at this guy. What I was gonna say is, would you take pity on Will and I and say, oh, as long as each one of us gets a box of Warp Spiders, everything's fine. But apparently, I'm buying someone a Phoenix Lord and some Warp Spiders. Okay,
Okay, Mr. Man of your word.
I'll get
I
you
didn't
that
say I
Baharoth.
didn't say I was gonna buy you Baharoth.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Kajan, if it's easier for you to order from the Games Workshop Germany or whatever, I can Venmo you or whatever preferred wire transfer, money transfer, so that you can more easily order the Warp Spiders.
Yeah, we can discuss that.
Yeah.
Is Cindy
Most-
Joe still
I'm
here? I
pretty
haven't heard
sh-
from him in a while.
Zimio
I think he
is-
maybe passed out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
Oh
he-
well, I'm awake. I'm awake. I
Sure
was
sound like it.
That's definitely the kind of statement someone who's not awake would make.
yeah, I was just researching what Pro A Capital kind of reputation is, but I found nothing much except for their own marketing.
Pro Krill?
No, Pro A Capital. They bought Vallejo
Oh, thank
last
you.
year. Almost exactly a year ago.
Thank you for doing that research.
Yeah, not really much came around, but yeah, I think as much as I'd like to say, as much as I'd like to stay, I'm tapping out as yeah.
That's fine. Thanks for
I-
joining.
Yeah, it's late.
Did you have anything you wanted to say before you tapped out?
Mm,
Or touch on? Or plug? Or
not in particular. I hope to find something out about the new owners of Vallejo and might throw something in, but no.
expose them?
And the
Well,
other thing, yes, using the phrase as a one-time goodwill action, that should not come out of a customer service
I
email.
didn't think so. It's kind of like, it made me feel like, listen, buddy, you fucked up. I'm going to look the other way this one time, but you better learn your lesson. And I'm like, I'm sorry, am I in school? Or am I one of your
Yeah,
customers?
it does feel a little bit condescending.
Yeah.
I mean, they could that kind of, they could just like next time you try and pull something like this, then say, well, we helped you out the one time, and unfortunately, I'm not able to, I'm not
Or
able
just
to
be
do
like,
something a second
hey,
time.
I understand that you missed this. Listen, I'm not supposed to send it out because the 12 months has elapsed, but this one time I'll send it to you. Like, that's like a nicer way to say
there
it.
was a more tactful way to word the email for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
And
told
on the
Nora,
case of-
and she's like, man, you're going full Karen on these guys. I'm like, hey, listen, lady. Listen, Linda. Anyway, that's my story.
Yeah. And on the case of the WARP spiders, I'm happy they are around, and with the well, right now the only arachnid themed army are warp spiders and striking scorpions.
Where the fuck is Karandras? That's the only thing I need.
So-
to
We
know.
all know he's waiting in campaign jail.
Campaign jail, yep.
Probably.
He's waiting for those. Oh, new edition of 40K? I don't know what you're talking about. Buy these books. Here's some cool models that we definitely didn't forget to release earlier. You should buy these books and use these models. And
Yeah.
forget that there's a new edition around the corner.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I've at the time, not physically, but abstractly speaking, Eldar are beating us by one set of limbs.
Okay, I get it.
That is my food for thought for
Thank
this
you,
evening.
Symbio.
So have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for
Night,
joining.
Symbio.
Good night.
He's right. Eldar are beating us by one set of limbs. Okay, they're pretty tasty Eldar releases. I have been known to be a little Eldar curious, but they just feel like HD versions of the existing models.
I think that's exactly what they needed to be, personally.
What they needed to
I think
be.
I think if it's not broke, don't fix it. All they needed
Good
is
point.
just better proportions and
I guess
maybe
the
a couple
reality is
extra
that
details.
the old models are good.
Yeah, and like the other thing is, I think Games Workshop's current model direction, the models look great, but when it's like an army, I kind of am frustrated that like so many of the models have these like specific poses or whatever, and it's like,
gotcha.
and it's like if you want to have, I think the Chaos Space Marines are a really good example. Like you see a box of the Chaos Space Marines, or like the new orc boys. It's like there's like 5 poses, and you have all your models in those 5 poses. And like the amount of modification you have to go through, and it's just, I think, more effort than it's really necessary. Whereas like these, I think models designed with like this kind of principle in mind, it's maybe a little easier to modify them.
I'd say there's still 5 poses. They're just not as epic poses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like when it's
more
not
rank and
like this
file.
super complex pose where it's like attached to a rock and his cape is like
Yeah.
attached to his leg.
Good point.
It's a little easier to modify.
Although I would have appreciated that with the striking scorpions. A little more
Yeah,
dynamic.
I will say that I generally agree with that, but at the same time, kind of wish, at least for the big models like Osterman, I can never remember the name of the fire dragon.
Hugin!
Fugan.
Yeah, Fuegan? Fuegan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuegan.
Fuegan?
Like, but
Boygan.
yeah, but all of their updates of their old hero models have essentially been very static. Like because they are essentially shot for shot recreating the old the original
Static.
models, which fine, but at the same time it's like, could you have made them a little bit more dynamic, please?
Yeah, like those classic models were static for a reason. They were cast in pewter. Like we got fancy plastic now. And like Age of Sigmar has all kinds of cool dudes and cool poses. Why can't Eldar get that?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that point. Although at least we didn't get like Kodiaz,
Didn't get what?
like
God.
something like Kodiaz.
Let's all not consider Cody as.
Yeah, good point.
Although honestly, I the more I look at what's his name?
What he is?
The Dark Reaper. No, the Dark Reaper
Oh, Marvin
guy.
Raw. He's pretty epic.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like. He doesn't look enough like Morgan Ra. He looks like a different character to me.
Oh, I think he
And
looks.
it's the hood. It's the hood. He doesn't have that iconic, dome head skull mask that I think is so iconic. I was
Yep.
kind of disappointed with Morgan Ra. I feel like every other one of the Phoenix Lords they've released looks like pretty much 1-to-1 an update of the original,
Yep.
but Morgan Ra just looks like they ran a little bit with some alterations to the design, and I'm not a big fan of it.
I like that. He's actually the one I like the most because he's like different. He's interesting. They tried something else. Like the other
I just don't
ones.
think he looks like Morgan Ra anymore.
I the only thing I was concerned about was that he had the super wide pose. But then someone's like, yeah, but have you looked at Morgan Ra lately? And then I looked at Morgan Ra. He's got a super wide pose, like the old pewter model. So wide.
Yeah. I call it the Goodwin squat.
The Goodwin
I
what?
call it the
Goodwin
metal
squat.
basis squat.
Yeah.
Why the Goodwin squad?
Because if you look at every Space Marine drawn or had a model inspired by Jess Goodwin's art, it's they've all got this very wide-legged look to them.
Almost bow-legged, you would say?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love a lot of things about Jess Goodwin's style. The squat, I think I've grown to love it because, so much of it.
Yeah, I just wish that because I think it's a big issue with the Space Marine models, and it has been for a long time, and I kind of wish they'd get away from it.
Yeah, it's like baked in. Oh, this putty's not working. I'm done. It's kind of like baked in now.
Yeah, and it just kind of makes them look. It kind of, I think, affects the overall look of the models. It's like you got really good proportions, but then they're in these they've got this inhuman pose, or I don't know. It's weird to me. They did the same thing with the Horus Heresy
Yeah, but it
Mark
kind
IV
of
releases.
makes sense to me because you're supposed to be a human stuck into this shell of armor. So I always figured that's like kind of the stance you have to take to have
It's
all
not
this
comfortable.
that armor wrapped around your legs.
I mean, there's plenty of Space Marine artwork where they never look like that. In fact, I would
yes.
say
Look at
99% of Space Marine artwork, they're not drawn posing with their legs, like they're doing the YMCA pose. Like
Look, sometimes you gotta pop a squat, right? And
I'm just gonna pop and lock. All right.
I will be right back.
That's fine. My green stuff is being weird. I think it's curing too much. Getting annoyed. So I'm gonna switch trains. There we go. And I'm gonna do a little bit of an unboxing. Ooh. Because this came while I was away, and I have yet to open it. Sorry?
Oh, surprise.
One more time? What was that?
Really bad French. What a
Oh.
surprise.
Surprise! Okay, there we go. Look, it's for Nick. This is from one of the Patreons that I back. Super talented artists who has done some cool Tyranid art in the past. Actually, a lot of kind of old Hammer art. But this is something slightly different from that artist, but not Warhammer. And it is, of course, everything. That's everything. The one, the only, Still Tower. Not following Still Tower on Instagram. He does, God, what are these called? Linocut prints. And there's some damn cool stuff here. So the way his Patreon works is I think you every 4 months or every 3 months or something, he'll send you a batch of original prints. He linocut this out, and then this is in a scan. This is like a print of different demons. It's all about like demons. That's the theme for his thing. So these are all different demons. This is Epis. I don't know how to pronounce that. Eeps. Player with him. This is Byleth, which is it's like a cat playing a trumpet for little mice to dance. And this one is the one you should really care about. You can't really see it because there's stickers in it. But you might know what this is if you're like, familiar with demons and stuff. Look at that. Demonography. This is good friend. I realize there's something. Good friend of Tyranids everywhere. Behemoth. Behemoth? Behemoth? Apparently this is the rendition of Behemoth. So, yeah, these are really cool. I've already got one of these up in my office at work. So these other ones will be going up as well. Neither here nor there, but figured I'd.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, they all have stickers in them. Oh, they're stickers of the. Okay, they're stickers of the demons. So you can have your print, and then you also have your stickers. Pretty great.
And my axe.
What's that?
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
That's okay.
It was a lot of Phil's reference.
Well, thank you for bringing your energy despite the long day.
Gotta be crunking.
Actually, oh wait, we haven't been going through the chat. Has anything been going on in the chat?
Oh yeah.
Will?
A lot.
Nora did confirm that she does think you went full Karen on GW.
Good lord. I thought she was working on an assignment. Apparently she was just sitting on the stream, listening to everything we were saying.
We've had a couple of folks join in. Brett Evans joined in.
Oh, Brett.
King
Hey, Brett.
Tristan joined in.
Oh, Tomb King Tristan.
Not to be confused with other Tomb Kings. Sam Zokai joined in. And,
welcome, welcome.
And a bit of discussion on, workplace, but safety.
Safety.
Safety first.
Oh, Sam says, is that Karandras is having a power nap in the Black Library?
It's a long power nap.
So, allegedly, according to Valrak, Games Workshop forgot to make.
I refuse to believe that.
He's the coolest Phoenix
to
Lord.
believe.
I don't.
He's like literally the most. Like the striking scorpions are literally the most popular of the aspects. I refuse to believe they just forgot that the Phoenix Lord of the most popular aspect exists.
Well, it's just strange that they're like, here are your Howling Banshees, and here's your Phoenix Lord. Here are your Dark Reapers, and here's your Phoenix Lord. Here are your Fire Dragons, and here's your Phoenix Lord. Here are your Striking Scorpions. Crickets.
Yeah, I feel like they've got to be waiting to release him in like a box set.
I hope that means that he's so cool, that he's like the best looking Phoenix Lord they made, and they're like, this
kind of
one
look exactly like the regular old model, just in plastic.
God, he better not. He's just standing there holding his stuff.
It is kind of interesting that we got a new, never before seen Phoenix Lord before we got Karandras.
Oh, that is also
dude,
weird.
I love the shit out of that new Warp Spider Phoenix Lord.
Pretty
I mean,
good.
he is cool. Although I did always like the mystery of like why don't the Warp Spiders have a Phoenix Lord?
But I think the more important takeaway is that Games Workshop sort of hilariously cribbed off of Artel W's.
Oh yeah, I love
Warp
this.
Spider Phoenix Lore,
I love
which
this.
I think is just hilarious.
Yeah, so Artel. Wait, there's a couple ones. I think Artel.
Artel,
Go ahead.
yeah, Artel though has like, I think one of the better set of not GW stuff, and they probably have what I think is one of the better like set of not warp spiders. And like they had a not warp spider Phoenix Lord or High Exarch or whatever.
I'm gonna pull up the
And
picture. And
Their
like
warp
theirs looks
spiders are
better.
really good.
Huh?
Their warp spiders are really good. I like them a lot.
Did I buy them? I would say that their Warp Spider Phoenix Lord looks better. And it's killing a Space Marine, so what's not to love?
If you need a Karen dress, they have one. I actually own that model. It's pretty cool.
Oh, someone did the comparison for it. This is the perfect
Eric
image.
Weir just joined us.
Who did?
Wait, you're in Baltimore? Dude, you're like also like fairly local to me and Shane.
Who
Yep.
is?
Eric Weir.
Eric Weir.
Yeah, dude, they're like right in there, man. Wire. It's
need to
Wire.
do
I always say
Wire,
Weir.
sorry.
It's Wire. Okay, here we go. Warhammer Community. That work.
Sounds like we need to have a Baltimore area 28 event. I think 28.
Just call it that. Baltimore 28.
Baltimore 28.
Oh wait,
Call
I'm
it
sorry. It should be
Amsterdam
Balmer.
28.
Yeah, Balmer 28.
Why can't I? Okay,
Ever see
well,
that video of those guys trying to pronounce like a bunch of like local Balmorians trying to pronounce like the statement "Aaron earns an iron urn"?
Yeah, I have seen that.
okay, here you go.
Oh god.
So we got Games Workshop's Phoenix Lord on the left. And then we've got Artel W, which is, I think, Russian-based. Phoenix Lord on the right. Who wore it better? Chat? Which one are you liking more?
I definitely like Games Workshops more.
No, neither do I. I love the Artel one. Like,
No, I like Games Workshops more.
do?
I'm on Team Games Workshop on this one. To be
I
honest,
think the Artel one looks kind of cheap.
oh, dude, I love it. I think it's so cool.
I have problems
it's fine.
making heads or tails of the Archer one.
What's that, Kajan?
I have problems making heads or tails of the Archer one.
Well, that's because it's blowing up.
Is he teleporting inside the Space Marine?
It's like
Yep.
warping through a Space Marine.
Kind of doing like the most brutal Nightcrawler Bamf.
Yeah. Which is sick.
Yeah, but that clashes with my understanding of how WARPSPIDERS work. So, yeah, doesn't matter. I'm also Team Games Workshop.
You guys are the worst.
Yeah, I don't know. I also have never really imagined that warp spiders come out of a portal. I've always just kind of imagined they just like kind of poof.
They use their generator on their back to walk through the warp. Like they it's just them that's walking. And that's why it can happen that at the other side comes out a demon, because they don't. It's not a portal, and it's not a rift in space. At least that's my understanding of it. But yeah.
Okay, well,
If
I
they
like
walk
the
without
killer
rhythm.
Bamf. I'm all for the killer Bamf. I also think that on the Games Workshop Warp Spider, the like extra limbs under the arms that are supposed to be like monofilament things are really lazy. They're not very well rendered. I do love the sword though. I think the sword's amazing.
Yeah, I don't like the monofilament web. He's standing on. I don't like that one.
Oh, yeah.
That part of the Games Workshop, but I like the rest of the model. So I probably would just remove the web from that model when I put it together.
Just got to get a Space Marine and have him bamfing the Space Marine with the web. Anyway, it's cool that they did a Phoenix Lord for Space Marines. I think it's... Did the Warp Spiders always have multiple eyes on their helmet and I just never noticed?
The Exarch did.
The
Yeah.
Exarch did.
I was very surprised how static the new Warp Spider models are.
Right?
I was very surprised how static the new Warp Spider models are. I was
agree.
expecting them to be a lot more dynamic. Like,
Yeah, very similar to the old ones.
I'm very happy with this more static pose, but I was surprised by it.
This
So.
Exarch doesn't have... Oh, the Exarch didn't have all.
Huh, for some reason, I'm pretty sure there was a Warp Spider model that had multiple eyes.
Because that could be further proof that Game off RTL. No, the Warp Spiders only ever had 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, this is a conversion. Yep. They only have 2 eyes, so further proof that Games Workshop ripped off RTL.
I mean, I think it's a logical step.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, and in
Spiders
the
have 8 eyes.
Exarch of the new ones has multiple eyes. The Phoenix Lord of the new ones has multiple eyes. It looks like the normal dudes. And for the Exarch, it's like sensors. I'm glad this plastic warp spider is fine.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Come again?
It's a Christmas miracle.
Christmas miracle.
I'm very happy because Warp Spiders brought me into the hobby. So
when you look up Warp Spiders 10th edition, the first entry is Wikipedia, and it shows a picture of Artel W. So I think they're in cahoots.
Cahoots.
This is stop randomly trolling through the. Oh, that's no fun.
I mean, the first models that I bought of Warhammer was of a pack of Warp Spiders and Phantom Lord. So,
sorry, a package of Warp Spiders and what?
Phantom Lord.
Oh, Wraith Lord?
Yeah, I think. It's called Wraith Lord today?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called Dreadnought, an Eldar Dreadnought before.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was sold as Phantom Lord in German.
Well, that's cool. You guys had a better name for it than we did.
Yeah, Wraith Lord's all right.
No, but it sounds like if Kajan got them when he first got into the hobby, that he was buying Warp Spiders and an Eldar Dreadnought. Remember when they used to be called an Eldar Dreadnought?
Yeah.
No.
Second edition.
Yeah, I was getting them around 92, 93.
So you guys had it called
like
a Phantom Lord back then, which was even better than... Which was Proto Wraith Lord. Everyone caught up later. All right, I think I'm going to have to call this because I got to walk my dog. Make sure that Nora is okay. Busted pulled neck muscle.
Yeah, that hurts. That is not a fun experience.
But thank you all for joining. Thank you to everyone in the chat as well. I'm sorry we weren't as on top of the chat as we Good to see you, Eric. I'm glad that you guys figured out that you. Aaron earned an iron. Oh, this is a tongue twister?
It is if you're from the Balmore region.
Aaron earned an iron urn. Iron urn. I'm not.
There's a video of it. It's actually legitimately hilarious and even funnier when you understand how like the dialect or that area sounds
I
like.
love that video. He tries so hard.
Oh, Dwarfinish
Oh, they
apparently
get
did
so
some.
pro-
Dwarfinish did some research on like Spain laws. Apparently, they're not good.
Well, don't move to Spain, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, and I also like that Tomb King Tristan called it BS World instead of GS World.
That is
Classic.
good.
Nailed them.
Alrighty,
God.
yeah, I gotta get going too.
God, there's so much chat that we missed. Folks, thank you for chatting. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry we weren't on time. Donald, oh yeah, Donald Murchu is no name? No name saying hi to Donald Murchu. I'm gonna stop now. Let's go. Let's call it. I gotta go walk a dog. Folks gotta get to bed. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for everyone in the chat for contributing. And we will speak to you in 2 days on Friday, where we're gonna review all the Nidvember stuff. So you can look forward to that then. Thank you and good evening. Bye.
Good evening.
Bye.
Bye.